The Toyota Urban Cruiser Hyryder is among the most affordable hybrid cars in India today, with prices starting at Rs 16.6 lakh for the base variant and going all the way up to Rs 20 lakh for the top spec that we have here today. Now, in this video, we'll be summarizing our experience with the Toyota Urban Cruiser Hyryder hybrid variant that we've been living with and we've driven extensively. So, in this video, we'll tell you all that we like about the car, what we don't like about the car, its fuel efficiency, and we'll also share its maintenance costs. So stay tuned. Let's start with the styling. Now, I think the Hyryder has a very appealing design, and in the speedy blue paint shade, it certainly looks striking. On the inside, a generous use of leatherette, not just on the seats, but also on the dashboard, on the door pads, on the armrest, and a leather-wrapped steering wheel. Now, these feel very nice. And the black and brown color scheme with the silver inserts, now these enhance the cabin's perceived quality. But one thing that you just can't ignore is that the Hyryder shares several parts with budget Marutis, such as the switchgear, the aircon console, the touchscreen, and this 20 lakh rupee top spec variant also features an array of dummy switches, something that you just wouldn't expect. Also, there's one more irritant with the Hyryder, and that is the plastic panel on the gear console. Now, it tends to creak after a point, and that's a common problem which several Hyryder owners are facing. I must talk about the touchscreen in this car, whose software isn't devoid of glitches, especially when you're connected to wireless Android Auto or wireless Apple CarPlay. Call volume is really low, and it also frequently disconnects without any user input. A software update is likely to solve this issue, and we recommend you getting one at the earliest. Second thing is the wireless charging in this car suspends charging rather frequently, and that gets really annoying. Though Toyota has connected car tech, the vehicle locator is the only feature I found useful. It also tells you how much fuel is left and the current range. But I would have liked more information, especially related to fuel efficiency and a trip log. You can't unlock the vehicle via the app if you don't use the app to lock it in the first place, which is quite strange. There's also a pre-cooling feature, but I must confess that I've used it only once. Factory tinted windows are a boon in the summer months, and these cut the outside heat reasonably well. But the sunshade is just too thin, and as a result, the cabin is heat-soaked when the car is parked outdoors. A high-quality sun film on the sunroof could alleviate this issue. Typical to a Japanese car, the ergonomics on the Hyryder are spot on, with everything falling to place very easily. What's nice is that the steering offers multiple adjustments for rake as well as reach. And you also have a healthy travel adjustment for the seats, which also adjusts for height. So yes, getting to a comfortable position is very easy. Also, seat ventilation in the top spec feels like a blessing on a hot day. However, the seats aren't the comfiest, and the cushioning could induce some body ache on longer drives. The Hyryder's rear seat experience is quite pleasing. You're seated in a chair-like position, you have ample knee room, you have ample foot room, the backrest reclines in a single step. So yes, the rear seat experience in the Hyryder for two adults, it's quite comfortable. But if you're 6 foot or taller, even with the backrest in its most reclined position, headroom will certainly be a bit of an issue. Then, if you want to ferry 3 passengers in the back seat, it certainly won't be as comfortable as a Hyundai Creta or a Kia Seltos because of the seat's narrow width. And lastly, the panoramic sunroof in the Hyryder is not as expansive or not as large as a Creta, Seltos, or an MG Asters. After using the Hyryder hybrid for several road trips and airport runs, I can confidently say that it has a small boot. And that's because it has its lithium-ion battery placed here And as a result, you just have about 255 liters of boot space, which translates into one large size suitcase and one cabin bag. There's also a slim storage area beneath the boot floor which can accommodate a laptop bag. And for this reason, if you plan to use your Hyryder Hybrid for long drives with your family, you could consider getting a 2-layer roof box like we did. It is a tried and tested product that significantly enhances the practicality of any car. Has a locking mechanism, it can be opened from both sides, and can swallow a lot of luggage too. The best part is, it is easy to install, and I think it really takes the cool factor of any car up a few notches. How much does it cost? The prices are on your screen right now. The Hybrid's cabin experience is largely quiet and vibration free. However, when the petrol engine or the generator kick in to recharge the battery, that's when you will hear all kinds of sounds, and that can take the uninitiated by surprise. Also, if you're paying close attention, when the generator is in action, you will feel some vibrations on the seats, on the steering, and in the cabin. What you will really like are the electric-like responses from this hybrid system. Every time you tap the accelerator pedal, this car just scoots forward with a sense of urgency, and that can get quite addictive. However, after a point, power delivery tapers quite sharply, and from there on, it makes quite a bit of a 3-cylinder racket inside the cabin. But coming to the best part about the hybrid version, and that is its fuel efficiency. Now, the best fuel efficiency I've achieved so far is 26.5 kilometers per liter on a full tank of fuel with 80% highway driving and 20% city driving. Of course, this was measured by the tank full to tank full method. Now, in winter months, you can expect around 20 to 22 kilometers per liter without trying too hard. And in summer months, you can expect around 18 to 19 kilometers per liter. You see, an insider at Toyota told us that the e-compressor puts serious load on the hybrid system, which explains why ambient conditions affect the hybrid system's fuel efficiency. The Hyryder suspension exudes an underlying toughness, and as a result, this car feels confident at all speeds. What's nice is that its tall ground clearance certainly instills a lot of confidence while dealing with bad and broken roads, something that links ties with its elder sibling, the Toyota Fortuner. The brake pedal feels lifeless, especially when it's cold at the start of every journey, but after 4 or 5 dabs, the brakes come to their optimum temperature, and from there on, they perform as expected. As far as service costs go, the 10,000 km service will cost you around Rs 3,000, and the 20,000 km service with additional labor costs will set you back by about Rs 6,000. The Toyota Urban Cruiser Hyryder is an impressive car. Honestly, I've been a fan of it ever since I drove it the first time in August 2022 at the Media Drive. So impressed I was that I even persuaded my wife to get one. In summary, it is a fill it, shut it and forget it type of car. One that goes about doing its duty in a fuss-free, competent manner.